Hello, welcome to my live stream. My lighting is a little off. My name is Elizabeth of Old School and Eclectic on Etsy, and here on YouTube, it is my channel is called Old School and Eclectic Crafts. I'm glad that you're here. Today, we're going to be discussing some of my Etsy orders, what I'm going to be working on today, and we're going to talk about my love of messing with scammers. So, I have my list of things I want to talk about. So, as for orders, I am currently working on 4 orders at the moment, all at the same time. Sorry, my chair's making awkward squeaking noises. Right now, I'm working on 4 orders. One I just got this morning and I'm very excited about. So, one is some lace. I'm going to go grab just a second. All right, I'm back. So, this first one is some of my tatted lace. This order is for 5 feet of this lace, and I have almost 3 feet done. So I'm working on that. Then, of course, I have my dice, which I'm going to be working on while we talk. I have a wreath that I'm working on. All the materials for it are in this bag. So I haven't actually started knitting on that one yet. I need to. I haven't yet. So I have the wreath. And then this morning I got an order for some wool finger loop braid cord. So, sorry, I shook the camera. So yeah, I have all sorts of things, which is perfect for me because when I'm working consistently on one thing all the time, I get really bored. So it's nice having other things. Can you tell that my window faces east? It's very bright. So yesterday, if you saw my my Instagram or my Facebook posts, I posted that I finally finished assembling these dice. I had gotten a couple of them done, and then I'd done 2 one day, and I was planning on doing more the next day. Well, that night was when the big St. Louis flood happened, and my basement flooded, which is where all my sewing supplies were, where my sewing machines were, everything. So I was unable to access any of my stuff. I could access it. I couldn't use it. Any of my sewing stuff. So this order got put on hold. Luckily, the person who ordered it is actually a really good friend of mine, and they were very kind, very understanding. So I'm finally working on it again because I finally have my sewing machines all set up. There's my serger. Is that one? Both these sewing machines are probably 20 to 30 years old. This one, the sewing machine is actually the one that I learned how to sew on when I was a kid. It used to be my mom's. Now my mom has a really fancy Janome? I don't remember the brand. But it's really fancy, like computerized, like it can do embroidery. It's really fancy and she loves it. So I got this one. And then this sewing machine is old enough that when I got it in its original box, it had a VHS tape on how to use it. So, so what I'm doing, now that these are all assembled and they're now in a 3D form, they have all these loose threads. And because it's going to be folded right side out and you want to have crisp corners, you want to cut this extra fabric off. Otherwise, all the corners are going to end up kind of bald, not like bald hair, but bald as in rounded, like a ball. So what I'm going to be doing during this live stream while I chat is cutting that excess fabric off of all of the vertices. So all of that fabric would have ended up in a big pill inside the corner of the plushie, but now it's much shallower, and so it'll create a much sharper point. I mean, it's still going to be kind of poofy because, I mean, it's a toddler's plushie. It's going to end up poofy, but this should help it look at least a little bit more neat. Before anyone asks, no, I do not sell these anymore. These used to be my bestseller on Etsy, but they were taking up so much of my life. Like, I was making so many of these dice sets that it was starting to affect my marriage and like just everything in my life. And when I would get an order for them, rather than feeling excitement and like getting that dopamine hit of, oh, I made a sale, I would feel dread. So I stopped selling them. So this is my last set. And these were ordered a while ago. But like I said, I was almost done with them. And then the St. Louis flood hit and everything just went out the window. So I kind of want you to be able to see it, but I also don't want to show off my gut. So that's what I'm doing. So I'm just cutting off the corners. But so these were ordered like a couple days before I discontinued them. I posted all over the place that I was discontinuing them. And so these were ordered intentionally because I was discontinuing them. People have asked me if I'm ever going to bring these back. Maybe. If I do, it'll be different. I'll definitely do it in a different form than how I was doing it before. So there. Now there's no loose threads on this. The corners are much more blunt, so there's a lot less fabric. So then there's all this fabric that I've cut off. And this, I'm not going to throw this away. I have a bin up there on top of, I'm going to shake the camera here for a bit. Up there. One of those drawers up there is for, one of those drawers up there is for scrap fabric that I can then later use for like stuffing in pillows. The kinds of things that are only for me, not stuff that I would be selling. I mean, unless someone wants me to use scrap fabric as stuffing. But for these, I stuff them with a really soft polyester fiber fill. My summer lace series that I've been doing, I have 1 week left. This final lace is in form going to be different than any of my other laces from the Summer Lace series, but is based on the same pattern as one of the other Summer Lace series items. So if you have any guesses as to which pattern the next lace for my Summer Lace series is going to be based off of, I would love to hear your guesses. But so yeah, that final one will be posted on this coming Monday. And then I'm thinking about doing, or I'm planning on doing a series for my finger loop braids. Basically giving myself I'm dropping this all over the place. Basically doing a series for my cords specifically so that I can get some listings done and posted that I've been wanting to do, and I just haven't had the time to. And so by having a series for it, I'll have it all scheduled out, and I'm a lot better at things when I have it scheduled out. So, by the way, if you can't tell, this is the D20, which I actually redid the pattern for this set. I had started noticing that the D20 in my previous sets wasn't proportionate to the others. If you look at a standard set of RPG dice with its 7 dice, the D20 is one of the largest dice. But in my plushie sets, the D20 was turning out to be one of the smallest, which just didn't look right to me. And so I actually completely redid the pattern. So all the patterns for these, I hand drafted, did all the math myself. I have pages and pages of notes and mathematical equations. Luckily, I'm a math person, so. However, I am looking to convert this pattern into an acrylic, an acrylic pattern, so that way I can easily trace it and cut it out using like a rotary cutter instead of scissors and a cardboard pattern, which is what I'm currently using. And by being able to upgrade to that, I might be able to justify bringing these dice back. But that'll be a little while. Because for now, I'm still a little burnt out on these, and I'm just trying to get this set done. All right, so moving on to my scammers. Sorry, it's taking me 13 minutes to get to it, but scammers. All of us have encountered a scammer at some point, whether it's over the phone, via Facebook or Instagram, Facebook Marketplace. You've all encountered scammers at some point, whether you realized it or not. When I was getting ready for my wedding, I got married in September, and sometime like July or August, just before the wedding, I got scammed out of like $700, something like that. I was dumb. Each of us at some point has been taken in, even if just for a little bit, by a scammer. Unfortunately, I got taken for $700. However, I might get some of that money back. The people who scammed me recently got arrested, and I got a letter about the court case, and I was able to file to try and get some of my money back. So we'll see how that goes. But I lost about $700 out of my wedding money because of these scammers. What it was is they put ransomware on my computer, on my old laptop, where basically everything in my computer was locked behind this ransomware, and I was unfamiliar with it and panicked and paid them the money to unlock it. So because of that, and because I hear all sorts of stories about other people screwing with scammers, and back at my parents' place, we used to always still get tons and tons of scam calls on my parents' landline. So I have grown to enjoy scamming scammers. I have messed with scammers through Facebook, through Instagram, dozens over the phone. And none of these, I'm not going out searching for scammers. These are all people who contact me and try and scam me, and I just screw with them and waste their time. I don't go searching for them. They find me. As I've been doing all of these, I guess, scam baiting, you'd call it, I have gained a lot of information. This little notebook has all of my fake info. I have a fake name, a fake birthday, a fake social security number, fake credit card number, fake address, everything. I have 2 fake birthdays, one for if I'm pretending to be a senior citizen, one for a middle-aged person. I have noted down, so my fake address is actually a real address, but it's a Casey's, like, gas station out a state away. And from that address, I have looked up how far it is to the nearest Walmart, the nearest Walgreens, the nearest Target, to these locations that scammers who are doing gift card scams will frequently tell you, oh, I need you to go to this store and go get gift cards to be able to pay me money. And so I've looked up the distance and how long it would take to be able to get there, so that way, as I'm screwing with them, I can tell them, oh, it'll be 30 minutes until I can get to that location. So, sorry, just thinking about some of I've had scammers that I've trailed along for days as they've tried to get me to send them money or buy gift cards for them, or it's just ridiculous how much work they will put into trying to steal money from you. By the way, if you've ever screwed with a scammer, or if you have any ideas as to what to do to a scammer who's harassing you, I would love to hear it. My Facebook friends have started tagging me in videos and posts about scam baiting, and I love it. Some really common scams that you should probably be aware of are, let's see here, ones that you'll usually get on the phone are student loan scams, where they'll be like, oh, you have been paying your student loans on time, and the government has now got this grant that will pay off your student loans. And so you should talk to us, and we can erase your student loans. The government's not going to cold call you like that. That's not a thing. None of these companies will ever cold call you. That's just not how any of these companies work. They just don't. So if you get a cold call for something, it's almost definitely a scam. Even if you're not sure, if it's a scam or not. If they then, as they go through it, their little spiel, and they end up eventually asking you for money, it's a scam. No one asks for money over the phone anymore. That's not, I mean, some places will call like with an auto message asking for donations. And honestly, I am not confident those aren't scams either. Like, I don't know. But no one should be asking you on a cold call for money. Like, that's just not a thing. So, there's the student loan forgiveness scams. There's a really common one is the credit card debt, basically kind of a refinancing, or I'm not even sure what they would call it, but they'll call you saying that we've noticed that you pay all your credit card bills on time, and so we want to reduce your interest rates so that your debt can be eliminated. That's not a thing. Basically, they want your credit card info so that they can steal your credit card info. Never give your credit card info over the phone. So there's the credit card scam. Then there's the car warranty, which we've all heard of. And all the memes make fun of. We've been trying to reach you about your extended car warranty. That one. I also have fake car info. I even have a fake VIN number in here. The more scam baiting I do, the more info I realize that I need to gather. And so I slowly acquire more and more info. So I have it readily available to screw with scammers. I should get some additional fake credit card numbers. I currently only have one. Because I'm only aware of one company. So each credit card company uses a unique 4-digit number for the first 4 numbers of the credit card number.